What's up? What's up? This is New Era Gardener, and it's time today to actually go over a couple of bins that I actually did some time ago. Harvest the bins, got the casting out. They looked great. They were in great shape, good moisture. So we're gonna look at three bins that I actually just did. And if you get a chance, if you like the content, like, subscribe, so this way you get the content that I'm putting out. So, and I also want to just appreciate everybody for looking at my videos and subscribing to my channel. Let's keep it going. And we're just going to look into three bins today and see what we got. So, these bins were done about 2 weeks ago. So, this is going to be the first time I'm looking into the bins as far as turning them over, see what they look like. So, we have good moisture here. They look good. Little dry spots on the end, but that's where the vents are. And of course, they're going to get a little dry in those areas. But no worms on top. Let's take a look. Yeah, I mean, you could see they're making good work of that manure and the newspaper. Oh, yeah, that looks good. A lot of happy worms. They're not too happy with me moving them around, but that's okay. So, but everything's looking good. Nice fat worms. We're looking good here. And this is all you want to kind of do is kind of go through your bin and look at it every couple of days. You don't always have to turn it over if you don't want to, but you definitely want to check the bin so you can just check to see how they're doing. Check the moisture and just make sure they're alive and kicking. So, but that particular bin looks good. I like that. There's some bigger pieces of alpaca manure. When I shredded it, it might not have shredded up good, but we're looking good. That's a nice good bin. So this bin, like I said, it was done 2 weeks ago, just about roughly 2 weeks ago, and it looks good. I don't see any activity of them trying to crawl out, but right now there's plenty of food in here for them to keep them with their heads down, buried in the bedding. So that looks good. So let's take a look at another bin and see how that one came out. But what I'm also going to do as I close this up, I'm going to add actually a glue trap to it, which is this. It's a full page. I actually cut it in half. It doesn't need to be a full page, but I want to put that in there so any fruit flies or any bugs that may be flying around in there, we kind of take care of, so that we keep that down to a minimum. So I'm just going to put this in here. It's really sticky, sticks to the gloves, but that's fine. All right, so there's the glue trap, and that's going to help with any flies. I'm going to put the cover back on. It's the wrong one. I'm going to put the cover back on and put them back to bed. Okay, I'm back. This is the second bin. Pretty much the same thing. Couple of worms hanging on. This one seems to be a little more drier than the other one, but I'm not going to add any moisture to this one due to it is a new bin. Once I start to turn it over, I'll just incorporate that right back in. So we're going to take a look. Yeah, there's good moisture down below. Woo, look at those nice big fat worms. Oh yeah. They're looking good. They're getting their bellies full. So they're looking good. Just mix that around in there. Yeah, that looks good. A lot of worms in the corners. We're looking good. Some nice adolescent worms. Some nice adult worms. So we're looking good. And that's all I'm doing is just kind of going through, see what we kind of look like. Just make sure that the bin is doing well and that they're doing well. That's all we're doing. Mixing up the product. Just settle them back in. Just to make sure. But yeah, that's another good looking bin. I know I had been posting a video really rapidly, one after another, but things have been just a little crazy right now, so I haven't been able to really make the video sooner than I expected. But these are nice worms. Nice adolescent worm. If you can see, it has a ring on it. So I don't see any cocoons in this particular bin right now, but I do see different sizes of worms in here, so that's good. But that looks good. Once again, moisture's good. No bug issue in this particular bin. They're not crawling up the sides. Everything looks good. So we're going to put this one away, and that's going to be bin number 2. So let's put everything back. All right, this is bin number 3, and we're going to take a look at this one, see how this one's doing. A couple little things growing up in there. So once again, this one, it just has a little bit of dry spot here. But other than that, no worms crawling around on top. Very clean on the sides. No worm activity trying to crawl out. But like I said, this is a new bin. It's been for about 2 weeks. This Saturday will be 3 weeks on this bin. So it's a little over 2 weeks old. So it looks good. Excuse me. I'm happy with that. Good moisture. So no bug issue. But, I mean, they're there. I mean, if you notice, I just pulled back a little bit. It's full of worms there. So, another good bin. This one has real good moisture. It's a little more compact on the bottom, but that's okay. That's the reason why you want to kind of also go through it and kind of mix up the bin a little bit. So any of the product that is compact, you actually just kind of fluff it up a little bit. But they have no problem with it being a little compact. They'll make their way through it. So that's looking good. As you can see, I'm just kind of mixing it up a little bit. kind of breaking up the little bit of clumps that we got in here. So, but one of the things I'm going to talk about in my next video is little past the time right now, as far as, you know, what do you do in the winter as far as your bins are concerned to keep them at a good temperature. These bins are probably about anywhere between 55 and 57 degrees. I do have some on some heat mats, and we're going to talk about that. Maybe in the next video I'll do a video on that. But then I have some bins that are coming up to be harvested in between the 12th and the 18th. So probably this weekend I won't harvest those bins that are ready to go on the 12th, which will be this weekend. I'll probably wait until next week, where the other ones are ready to be due to be harvested also, and we'll take a look at that. But we'll also take a look at those particular bins. But today we're just going to go through the 3 new bins, check the moisture, check how they're doing. Everybody's doing fine. All 3 bins are in good shape, good moisture, no bug issue. The other first bin, I did put in a glue trap, as you noticed, and that was just so that I can kind of take care of any little flying bugs that are hatching inside of the bin. Could try kind of keep that down to a minimum. But other than that, this bin looks good. We'll probably check in on these 3 bins probably in another week or 2, but everything's looking good. So that's a good bin. I'm happy with it. And that's what you want to do. Just check your bins, make sure everything's looking good. Check the moisture. And if your product is your bedding is clumped and it's solid, you want to kind of mix it up. Give them a little more breathing room. Add some air into the, kind of aerate it. Give it some air, some life to it. So, once again, I appreciate you watching the videos. This is New Era Gardener, and I appreciate you watching tonight. So, everybody take it easy, and I'm going to put these worms back to bed, give them the opportunity to get back in there and relax themselves. All right? All right. Thanks.